Very interesting article in The Atlantic which talks about the new singlehood stigma and how society in general is geared and centered around couples. And if you're not in a relationship, you don't have a significant other, it's almost like you're being penalized. You think about how expensive life is now. You have to pay rent by yourself, you have to pay a mortgage by yourself, you have to pay for your groceries by yourself. And I will say this, for me, the biggest financial decision I ever made in my life was being in a relationship and commingling our finances and getting married and buying assets together and splitting certain expenses together. I made more money than my partner, so I would pay more, but for some things, like, it was helpful. It was very, very helpful to have another person in the house to help deal with certain situations that would arise. And I know that it's not the same for everybody, and I imagine there's people that are in marriages now and are in relationships, and maybe it was the worst financial decision they made. And I would love to hear your perspective on that. Or there's people now that are single and they think that being single is financially a better decision because, you know what? Yes, you have to deal with all the expenses by yourself, but you're choosing which expenses for the most part that you need to deal with, right? You don't need to support somebody's gambling addiction or somebody's propensity to be a spender and buy stuff that they don't need. So let me know what you guys think. So let me know what your experience was like with a significant other, or if being single was the best financial decision you ever made.